Hill Kids Church Online. I'm Lola.
And I'm Jamie.
Jamie, how do you think you would treat a close friend after having a serious argument with them?
I'll probably shout at them and continue being annoyed with them, or probably do some horrible stuff to them. What would you do?
I would probably ignore them. Nah, I think I would do some of the same things as you. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about one way to sort out arguments and disagreements.
But before we have that story, we'll get into some praise and worship.
Today, we're going to learn about Paul and Barnabas. There were two men that God used to talk about Jesus. Everywhere they went, they started churches and told lots and lots and lots of people about Jesus. They worked very hard. Sometimes they would have other people come along to help. One day, Paul said to Barnabas, "Let's go and visit our brothers and sisters in all the towns that we spoke about Jesus." And Barnabas thought that was a really good idea. So they prepared to go on this journey. Barnabas decided that he wanted to take Mark along with him. Mark was someone who they had travelled with before. But Paul said, No. We're not taking Mark. Oh, but why? Paul said, don't you remember on one of our visits that Mark, he left us stranded. And that's not a very good person for us to take along because he's not very reliable. But Barnabas wanted to take Mark anyway. So Paul and Barnabas, they had a big quarrel. It wasn't very pretty. But they realized that having an argument about this, it wasn't getting them anywhere. So they decided to go their separate ways. Barnabas went off with Mark, and Paul chose somebody else whose name was Silas. So Paul and Silas now went to all the towns that they had been to talking about Jesus. You know what? People do argue. But the important thing is that you have to find a way to peacefully sort things out. And as we see in this story, a way that things were sorted out was them going their separate ways. The Bible says, if you argue, if you're angry, don't let your anger cause you to sin. That means don't let your anger cause you to do wrong and bad things. So, if you argue, don't let your anger cause you to sin, and don't stay angry. Always find a way to forgive and peacefully sort things out. And that's the end of the story.
Hi kids, how are you? Are you enjoying this sunshine? Oh my goodness, it's amazing. I thought we'd do the craft out in the garden today. Okay, all you're going to need this week is some paper, scissors, a pen and a teeny tiny paper clip. Okay, so once you've got everything together, take your piece of paper, fold it in half and in half and then in half again, because we only need a small piece of paper. So once you've cut out a little square from your paper, what I'd like you to do is get your pen and draw a line down the middle, a line just about 1 centimetre along from that, and then a line going horizontally from one end to the middle line. Okay, what we're going to do is take our scissors and we're going to cut 1/3 this way, 1/3 that way, and then cut along this middle line along here. Can you guess what we're going to make yet? Well, keep watching. Once you've got your piece of paper, what I'd like you to do is take the bottom piece and fold it into thirds so that it looks a little bit like a tree. And then fold up the bottom piece just like that. That will give it a bit of extra weight. Now, today in the story, we were learning about Paul and Barnabas and how they went their separate ways. Well, that's what we're going to do with this bit of paper here, is we're going to have one going one way and one going the other way. Now, on my bits of paper, I've written Paul, who went this way, and Barnabas, who went that way. But do you know that both of them, they still carried that gospel message? And that's really important. Now, it's so important that we need to add a little bit of extra weight to it. So we'll pop the paper clip onto that end there. We've got our propellers like this. And what do you think is going to happen when I drop it from way up high? Hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed, it'll swirl around like a helicopter. Let's see. Yes! It worked. I hope you got to see that as well. Should I try it again for you? Here we go. So, Paul and Barnabas, even though they went their separate ways, they still carried the gospel with them, and they carried that message far and wide. Okay, kids, I hope you enjoy making your helicopters and maybe enjoy a bit of sunshine as well. I'll see you next time. Bye.
That story was short and straight to the point.
Yes, I think it's good to part ways on good terms if you can't agree, just like Paul and Barnabas did in the story. Don't forget, if you become angry, do not let your anger lead you into sin.
And do not stay angry all day.
Ephesians 4:26.
That's it for this week.
Until next time,
Bye!